I'm going to show you how to get your horn working in your first gen Toyota pickup truck. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Well, my 83 Toyota pickup truck is pretty much ready for inspection. I have a few more things left to do. One is get the horn working, and what I did is I bought a brand new horn off Rock Auto because the Toyota horn was just completely roached, and I found out that the horn still wouldn't work. So check the fuses, check all the connections, had the new horn, everything looked good. So the only other option that I had was it had to be the contacts in the steering wheel. Now, the thing about the first gen Toyota pickup truck that I really like, they're so simple and anybody could work on them with just basic tools practically, unless you get into the more complicated stuff like engine work or whatever, but you know what I'm talking about. So first thing you want to do is take off your steering wheel cover, and it just takes your regular Phillips screwdriver, and you've got a screw back here and a screw back here, and then that'll pop off. So let me do that, and I'll catch up with you. Now this is what you have. Now this steering wheel might be different from what you're working on. You might have a first gen 4Runner or a different Toyota pickup with a different option package. The steering wheel might be different, but all in all it's practically the same stuff. Now the first thing you want to do is these contacts here and here on the steering wheel. Just get you some sandpaper. You know, just some cheap sandpaper, doesn't have to be nothing special, or a wire brush or something, and clean these contacts because they're going to have some goo and dirt and just funk covering them. And disconnect these two wires and clean those contacts and screw them back on. Now this is what I did. I would clean one piece, put it back on, see if it would work, and I just kept getting deeper into the steering wheel. So the next thing you want to do is get a 19mm socket and take that nut off your steering wheel, and then your steering wheel will come off. You might have to beat it from the back side with your hands real easy, or maybe a rubber mallet. You know, don't beat the crap out of it. Just, you know, slowly work it from side to side until the steering wheel comes off. Now if you don't want to unscrew these wires, these two wires go inside the steering wheel here, and they're just plugged in, and you can just be real easy and unplug it. And also clean this. Get your sandpaper or wire brush and clean it really well, as you can see I've done here, because mine were very corroded just about everywhere I'd look. Now that you got that nut off, just take your hand and just beat on your steering wheel until it pops off. Okay, now with the steering wheel off, you'll see there's this little plunger thing right here, and this is brass, and what you want to do is take your sandpaper and sand that really clean, as you can see where I've already done it, because this gets corroded and dirty and funky. And what happens is on the back of your steering wheel you have this brass ring. Now you want to unscrew those three screws and pull it off, and take your sandpaper and clean this side and the back side where the screws go. And if you look right here is the connector end that wire that you pulled off goes. So you want to make sure you get right in there and clean it really good too. Now what happens is this gets wore down, and the top of this plunger gets wore down, and it doesn't make connection with this because that's what grounds the circuit. I believe it grounds the circuit that makes your horn work. So what you want to do is, if you have somebody that has a 22 caliber pistol or rifle, see if they don't have any empty brass. And what you do is you just take that, slide that right over top of it, and that creates enough material there to make connection, and then to make your horn work. Now if you don't have an empty one, I'm going to show you what you need to do to take a live round where you can use it. Okay, you have to pardon the mess here in my building. Now this can be very dangerous, y'all. Now I don't want the safety Nazis and all those little people you know, leaving retarded comments. Now this is a live 22 caliber long rifle round. Be very careful. I suggest you don't do this, but now hold your round you know, good. Don't squeeze the piss out of it. Take another pair of pliers and grab that lead. Now it'll turn really easy, okay? And kind of turn it up at an angle. That way the black, or not black powder, but the smokeless powder on the inside doesn't just kind of shoot out everywhere. Well, it's being a bitch. There we go. Now, you've probably seen some of the smokeless powder come out. And let's see if it comes out in my hand, if there's any left. Yeah. So that's what you're taking out. That's all the gunpowder. Don't inhale it. Don't taste it. Now that that part's done, there's still, I guess I know this is the wrong word, blasting cap. There's still a primer in the end of this round, okay? And you need to set that primer off, but you're not going to be able to hit that end, I don't believe. What I do, take an ice pick. Now, the charge in here is going to be about as much as like a snap cap, like in a cap gun we used to have as a kid. And I just, there we go. And that's all that's in there, okay? And you can smell the awesome smell of the primer. So there's nothing in here to hurt you other than the noise. So I know. Safety Nazis, ooh, that's totally unsafe. Well, fuck it. We have the result that we've needed. So kids, don't do this. Adults, don't do this. So do not do this. Anyway, we got what we need. Okay, so now we got the brass over top of the plunger, and everything looks dandy. So now we just reassemble the steering wheel, and you'll see you've got these two little nipples right here. On this side, and they line up in these holes here. Yes, I'm trying to do it with one hand. Wait a minute. There we go. The steering wheel's on. And what you want to do is look in here, and you can see that 22 brass. Now, you want to make sure your steering wheel is on good, and you'll see that brass move if you jiggle the steering wheel. That lets you know that you've got good connection. And the next part is just reassemble your wire in this front piece just like you took it off, and then test the steering wheel. Don't forget to connect your wire to the end down here in that hole of the steering wheel. And now with the front cover on, we should have a horn. There we go.